our next topic is the secretary. He is very important person. The Gram Panchayat has a secretary. This same person is also the secretary of Gram Sabha. But the secretary is not elected. He is appointed by the government. He is appointed by the government. Now, what are the duties of the secretary? What are the duties of the secretary? Number 1, he is responsible for calling the meetings of Gram Sabha and the Gram Panchayat. He also keeps a record of the proceedings, means whatever is discussed in the meetings. Number 1 is, he is responsible for calling the meetings of Gram Sabha and the Gram Panchayat, and also keeps a record of the proceedings. The chapter has a short story. We will discuss the important points which we can gather from this story. This is a story of Hardas. This is a story of Hardas village. It is situated on Suru River. It is situated on Suru River, which is away, which is 3 kilometers away from the village. So this is the story of Hardas village, and it is situated on Suru River, which is 3 kilometers away from the village. The Gram Sabha is meeting for the first time after the new Gram Panchayat has been elected. And what are the issues discussed in the meetings? Number 1, repair of the road that connects the village to the highway. Number 1 is repair of the road, and number 2 is the issue of water shortage, in the village, and number 3, finalization of the list for people who below the poverty line, and it had to be approved by the Gram Sabha. Now you can see that the importance of Gram Panchayat is valuable for the people of the village, and these people were convinced by the actions taken by the government. Now, first problem in Gram Sabha, water problem. In Hardas village, water problem in Hardas village had become acute. The hand pumps water level had gone too low, and there was almost no water in the taps. Women had to get water from the Suru River, which is already 3 kilometers away from the village. Then what were the different suggestions taken by the Gram Sabha side? Suggestion 1. Pipe water from the Suru river and make an overhead tank. But it was rejected because it was too expensive. Suggestion 2. Deepen the hand pumps and clean the wells, at least from this season. But again, this was not a permanent solution. Suggestion 3. Watershed development program. Watershed development program should be established. And this was an interesting and new idea. Now, before starting, we will discuss what is watershed management. What is watershed management? In this program, a way of conserving water and refilling the ground water levels. And the functions of watershed management are: number 1 is to capture water, to filter, to store water in the soil, in the soil, and to release water in the water body. One of the members of Gram Sabha had seen this all procedure under the watershed management in a village in Maharashtra. And he had also heard that the government gave money. The government gave money to the village for this work. Then what was the final decision taken by the water issue? The Panchayat, number 1, the Panchayat decided to deepen 2 hand pumps and clean 1 well at least in this region so that the village has water. But this was not the permanent solution. This is a short-term solution. Number 2, the Panchayat also decided to approach the block development officer and to get more details and guidance about the watershed program as a long-term solution. Now, the next point is what is the role of Gram Sabha? What is the role of Gram Sabha? Gram Sabha is the most important factor which makes sure that the Gram Panchayat is responsible and works properly. We have already read that members of Gram Sabha are elected by the members of Gram Panchayat. If the members of Gram Sabha does not work properly, they will remove it in the next elections. During Gram Sabha meetings, all work plans of the Gram Panchayat are placed before the people. Number 1. The Gram Sabha prevents the Gram Panchayat from doing wrong things like misusing money. Number 2. Or favoring certain people. Therefore, Gram Sabha plays an important role in keeping an eye on the representative they elected. In some states, Gram Sabha form different committees. Gram Sabha form different committees like construction and development committee, like construction and development, like construction and development committees. These type of committees include some members of the Gram Sabha and some members of the Gram Panchayat. But what do these committees do? These committees, now the answer is, these committees work together to carry out specific tasks.